Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today's video is going to be a bit different. I basically just need to talk about some stuff. There's been some things going on in the community that I think deserve to be talked about. I think you guys deserve to know kind of what's going on. It's not something that needs to be hidden. In fact, I think it should be talked about. So you obviously saw the thumbnail, you saw Cha Boi on there. There's basically just some things that he said, some things that he's done that really just are not right. And I'm honestly really pretty mad about it. So I decided to make this video just to kind of talk about that stuff and, make sure he knows what I'm thinking and make sure you guys know what's going on right now, because at the moment I'm just really pissed off at him because he literally went on a predictions video and predicted that the Bucks would beat the Packers in the divisional round, and that's just not right. Okay, that's just not gonna happen. So right now we're gonna go and look at his video. We're gonna see what he said. We're gonna listen to this slander that he has put onto the internet, and we are gonna tell him exactly why he is completely wrong. Okay, let's go over to his video that you see here. I have my face cam here, his video here. We're gonna listen to what he said, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why everything he says is wrong, and we'll get started right now.
Packers Buccaneers. This is such a close game. So we get the Buccaneers, probably the greatest playoff quarterback of all time versus the MVP this year.
Okay, so obviously, immediately, something's off. He says it's the MVP versus the greatest playoff quarterback of all time. We obviously know Rodgers is the MVP. And that means that he's saying that Tom Brady is the greatest playoff quarterback of all time. But here's the thing. He's not the best. He's not even in the top 5. He's not even in the top 10. This man is the 15th best playoff quarterback in history. You look at the stats, Tom Brady has the 15th, and I have all this stuff written down here. I'll show you. I have this stuff written down, okay? I'm actually using research and actual statistics and evidence to back my points here. If you look at their careers in the playoffs, Rodgers is the 5th best quarterback. If you look at the passer rating, he has the 5th best passer rating of all quarterbacks all time in NFL history in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Brady, he's not number 1, he's not number 2, he's not 3 or 4, he's not top 5, he's not top 10. He's the 15th person on that list. 15. Now that's good. 15 is a lot of quarterbacks who have played in the playoffs. But 15th isn't number 1. And it definitely isn't 5th. So I think you need to re-examine what you're saying there. Because in reality, I think Rodgers is way ahead of Brady when it comes to playing in the playoffs. Moving on.
These teams have matched up earlier in the year. The Buccaneers did destroy the Packers. However,
correct, they did, okay? And that was earlier in the year, and that happened. But we're not focused on that right now.
It was in Tampa Bay. This game is in Lambeau, so it's going to change a lot.
Reminder, this is a team from Tampa Bay. I'm not worried about Gronk or Brady. They played in New England. They know how to deal with the weather. But everybody else, and those two, they've been living in Florida. They now are going to have to go, if they get to this game, even if they even get to this point, which they may not even get to this point, they're going to have to go all the way into Wisconsin, up to Green Bay. It'll probably be well under freezing. There may be snow, there may be rain, there may be any number of things. And there's going to be like 8,000 fans. So you're dang right, it's going to be hard.
Honestly, because Lambeau is such an advantage for the Packers. But honestly, guys, I got to go with the Buccaneers and Brady here, man.
And that right there is really your second big, blunder of this prediction right here. You're just picking the wrong team. You're picking the wrong team.
And I'll explain why. So they won early.
Please do.
Earlier in the season, Tom Brady is probably the most clutch playoff quarterback of all time.
Really? So we already know that he's not even the best. We already know that he's only the 15th best in playoff history. But let me clarify something for you. Brady isn't clutch. Brady's teams are clutch. Brady's defenses are clutch. Brady's weapons are clutch. Brady's special teams are clutch. There's 53 people on a team. Brady's teams are clutch. If we're looking at this, if by this same token that you're saying that Brady is the most clutch, you could say the same thing about Rodgers. You could say Rodgers is the most clutch. But the thing is, you don't say that because it's not about him. It's not about one player. It's about the team. And guess what? Rodgers' defenses, Rodgers' teams ain't so clutch, okay? They haven't been all that clutch. So, yeah, Brady isn't clutch. It's the team. Make sure you change some things there because I feel like, we're not understanding really what's going on here.
He also has Gronkowski, who's played honestly amazing in the playoffs.
Great player.
He has some of the best weapons he's ever had on a football team, and their offense has just been unstoppable. Also,
unstoppable. Really? Unstoppable. No. I'm not gonna just sit here and question it. I'm gonna look at the stats and I'm gonna say, let's see. So, looking at how unstoppable their offenses are, I'm gonna look at two different categories, and we're gonna look at points scored. So, the first category is the number of games in which the two teams have scored less than or equal to 25 points. So, how many games have these teams scored 25 points or less? For Tampa Bay, it's 6. That's 2 away from half of their games. Nearly half of their games, they have scored 25 points or less. In those 6 games, they are 1-5. That's not good. That's not good. For the Packers, they have scored 25 or less in 4 games. 4 games this year, they have scored 25 or less. In those 4 games, they're 2-2. They're still a 500 team. So even if you somewhat stop their offense, you're not stopping the team a ton because they're still a 500 team. They still won 2 of those games and only lost 2 of those games. Now let's look on the other side of things, how good the teams can be. Not how stoppable they are, but how unstoppable they are. How many games in which the teams have scored greater than or equal to 34 points. All right, so 34 points or more. The Bucs have done it 6 times. Great, 6 times, that's almost half their games. They've gone 6-0 in those games. Great job. But the Packers have scored 34 or more, in 8 games. In actually half their games. Not almost half their games. In literally half of their games. They are 8-0 in those games. So you tell me, you listen to that, you look at those stats, and you tell me which offense is the unstoppable offense. Just gonna drop that there, just gonna leave that there, and you can let me know. Alright? Let's see what else you have to say.
Also, Tom Brady, in the past, I don't know if this was the last 3 games or the last 5 games, he's literally been the best NFL quarterback this year. In these last 3 games, statistic-wise, he has been the best NFL quarterback, and he didn't even play half of one game against, or half of a game against the Lions.
So let's consider that. Let's consider that. Yeah, he's done well in the past 3 games. He's scored with his offense. The Bucs offense have scored 31, 47, and 44 points. That is very, very good. That is insane. But who have they played? They played the Falcons, and then they played the Lions, and then they played the Falcons again. So you tell me if those are good teams. You tell me if those are good teams, or if they're putting up a lot of points against teams that are worried about the draft right now instead of a trophy. So just asking. And also with the Lions game, yeah, I know he didn't play a lot of that game because he did all the damage in the first half. I don't think there would have been a ton more even if he did play in the second half, but I get what you're saying. Moving on.
So his stats obviously are a little bit tainted because he didn't play that game or half that game. But Brady's been so hot. His team is so good. Their defense has been good.
Whoa. Okay, I'm fine with Brady's been hot. I'm okay with the team has been playing good. But the defense? You're really going to talk about the defense in comparison to the Packers, and you're going to say the Bucs defense is better than the Packers defense? That's what you're saying here. You're saying the Bucs defense is a lot better than the Packers defense. That's what you just said. That's what you're meaning when you say that. You're saying comparatively, the Buccaneers have been much better. So let's take a look at that. Instead of just saying stuff, let's take a look at the stats. We're going to look at, in the last 9 games, and the reason I'm looking at the last 9 is possibly because I just saw a stat on Twitter like a few weeks ago, but also because usually teams get better as they go through the season. You learn your offense more, you learn your defense more, you're able to scout teams better, you play teams a second time, you gain players. For the Packers, they got Snacks Harrison. He hasn't done much. He's been around for one game. For the Bucs, especially their offense, they got AB, and he's been doing really well lately. So just an example of how teams can get better throughout the year. So we're going to look at the last 9 games each team played. And we're going to look at the number of times they have allowed more than 20 points. So how many games are there in which each of these teams' defenses gave up more than 20 points? For the Packers, they have given up more than 20 in 3 of their last 9 games. 3 of their last 9. That's a few. That's not a lot. 3 of their last 9. That means in 6 of their last 9 games, they have given up 20 points or less. That's pretty dang good if you ask me. In those 3 games where they gave up more than 20, they're still 2-1. So even if you score over 20 points against the Packers, most of the time you're going to lose. The one loss was against the Colts in overtime. Now let's look at Tampa Bay. And for Tampa Bay, I'm not going to be able to tell you who the losses were, because there's more than one. I'll say that. The number of games in which the Bucs allowed more than 20 points, in their last 9 games, 7. 7 of the last 9. That means that there were 2 games in which they allowed 20 or less. Okay? In those 7 games that they gave up more than 20, they're 4-3. That's not very good. That's not very good at all. Compare those 2 defenses, and you tell me which is the better defense. I'll wait, I'll look in the comment section, and I will listen, and I will expect to see the Packers, because it's just the truth. Moving on.
But, like, this game's going to be super close because, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, literally the best wide receiver combo this year, and honestly, the best wide receiver QB combo we've seen in a while, I'm not going to lie. They are
Facts.
2 great players, and working together, they are pretty unstoppable. However, I just don't see them beating the Buccaneers here.
You must be blind then.
Yes, this is a little biased because I'm a Tom Brady fan, but I still think it's possible. I think it's going to happen. I got to go with my gut here, and I'm going to say Packers.
Well, your gut is correct. You should have gone with that.
Or, not Packers, Buccaneers, sorry.
Okay, your gut is wrong. Your gut is terrible. You should not have gone with your gut. As you can see here, this is just absolute slander being put out onto the internet by Cha Boi. It doesn't deserve to be in this community. I'm very sorry to anybody who had to witness this, but I'm glad you were able to watch this video and understand the truth behind this possible matchup. I'm looking forward to this matchup if it happens. And I'm looking forward to all of these people saying the Bucs would win being wrong. But for now, Cha Boi, I hope you understood things, and I'll throw this in here. I had permission from Cha Boi to make this video, so this is all a joke. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you laughed a little bit. I hope you actually understood legitimately that the Packers are better than you might think they are, and actually better than the Chiefs, because they only win games by 1 possession, whereas the Packers blow teams out. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe as always, and I'll see you next time.